you want to know the ins and outs of how to survive cosmetology school, me, Makeup by Maddie, I'm here to provide that for you. If you are in cosmetology school right now, I am so sorry because it probably feels like hell on earth for some of you. That's what it was to me. But I'm here to provide you some rules and guidelines on how to make this really long year of your life more tolerable. So get ready with me while I tell you how to do that. So we're gonna start with rule number 1. That is attendance. Attendance is going to be the biggest factor of your time in that school. I had some girls in my class that started with me and didn't finish until 2 years later. No tea, no shade. Cosmetology school has an attendance guideline. You have to be there Monday through Friday, every single day. And this is just a quick disclaimer. This is only going for my experience. If you are having the best time of your life, I'll give you a tin of cookies if you want that. For me personally, it was not all sunshines and rainbows. Just make sure you bring your ass to school. It's different if you're sick or it's like a medical emergency or a family emergency, whatever. But if it's not that and you just want to go to the beach, you want to go shopping, you just want to play hooky and you don't want to go to school, expect to be in there for a certain amount of time that is longer than what you intended, because I promise you that's what it's going to be. At the school that I went to, there was no sort of financial aid. There was nothing of that. Like, I had to pay everything by myself out of pocket. So I'm not about to sit here and waste my money because I didn't want to go to school that day. You're just gonna have to suck it up and you're just gonna have to go. Once you're out, that is going to be the biggest gratification to you, and it's gonna make all of it so worth it, because then you never have to go back. Rule number 2, don't expect there to be no drama. There is 100% almost certainty that there is going to be drama every single day. You are in there with a bunch of women every single day, 8 hours a day for an entire year, 1,500 hours. There is going to be drama. You might not personally be in the drama, but it's going to be around you at all times. So as long as you keep your head down, focus on what you're doing, you won't even notice. You won't even notice all the drama and all that shit that's going on around you. As far as I know, none of us in there were licensed in the first place. So to be like, oh, I'm better than you and I can do this and I can do that. Buki, your grades are an F or mine are an A. So who is going to get this license quicker, me or you? It's a bunch of stupid shit, honestly. That's basically all that I have to speak on that. Rule number 3, do not go out and spend a whole bunch of money on expensive scrubs, expensive shoes, expensive whatever, expensive tools, because 9 times out of 10, they're probably gonna end up breaking. You're going to get shit all over your scrubs. You're gonna get stuff all over your scrubs anyway and your shoes. So there's no need, like, I had girls go out and like go to nurse stores and buy like $50 to $60 scrubs. Absolutely not.
Not on my watch.
I took my ass right to Walmart, bought 2 or 3 pairs of scrubs and washed and reused. That's all you have to do. You're gonna get relaxed, you're gonna get perm, you're gonna get color all over those scrubs that is going to stain. So there's no point. You know what my shoes were? I went to TJ Maxx and got some Skechers for $10. Put some foot insoles in there, you're good to go. Once you get out on the floor, you have to buy all these containers, you have to buy all these bottles, you have to buy all this. They don't provide that for you. Go right to Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Family Dollar, wherever, a dollar store in your area, and go get all of that stuff. This is not for looks. You are in there to get one specific thing and get the fuck out. You can worry about all of that stuff when you get out. Then you can make your shit as aesthetic as possible. You can get whatever containers, whatever tools, whatever you need. But while you're in there, girl, you're at that one little station, you don't need all that. Rule number 5, don't expect there to be no book work. There is a lot of book work. A lot of people like to say that cosmetology school is not really college, whatever. We are still doing the same exact stuff. You know, all those prerequisites that you have to do before you get into your actual major, you have to do all of that also in cosmetology school. So whenever someone hits me with that, I'm like, bitch, I did go to college, fuck you mean. I had to do the chemistry, I had to do the math, I had to do the English, I had to do the history. Like we have to do all of that in there. 2 to 3 days out of the week, you will be in the back room doing book work. There are tests, there are quizzes, all of that. And you have to make a good grade, because if you don't, they can hold you back. You will not advance with your class for the next semester. They can and will hold you back, and you will be in there again for a longer amount of time than you thought you were going to be. Please, please, please study. Even the material that we're having to do, it's not hard. Like, it's not hard math, it's not hard chemistry, it's not hard English. Like, We're not out here writing papers. You know what I'm saying? So study what they give you, pass the test. All of my tests were a breeze. If you're a really bad test taker, I understand that, but try your hardest. Once you get through that mentality of the test and the book work, and it might seem like a lot at times because the chapters can be very long, you'll be good to go. You'll be green.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. I forget what rule that we're on. Yikes. But rule number 6, I think. There are no spring or summer breaks. Go ahead and get that out of your head. There is no spring break. There is no summer break. You will be in there the whole year. And you're gonna wanna die, because I wanted to die. We got maybe a 2-day break for Easter and a couple of days for Christmas. Other than that, girl, we did not get anything. It is really like clocking in for a job. I had so many girls in there that were complaining. They were complaining so much that we did not get spring or summer break. Me personally, I kind of preferred it just because I wanted to go ahead and get in and get out of there as quickly as I could. In the real world, there's no spring break, girl. There's no summer break. I don't know where that came from and why people get so pressed about it when like you get out and you get an actual like job. You don't have that. You gotta take PTO, sweetheart. You gotta take PTO. You gotta take time off. You gotta take a sick day. There's no such thing as spring or summer break after you get out of school. Rule number 7, don't slack on your project sheets. When I was in school, they gave us project sheets on Mondays and they were usually due the next Monday or Friday. It had about like, when you first start off, maybe 8 things, and then when you get further on and you get to the advanced level of your class, they'll give you about 10 to 12 things to complete. You have to complete those, Bookie, no matter what. Even if you have a client that lasts you from 8:30 to 4, you still have to, it's still your responsibility to make sure that that shit is done, because they want you to like, it's all about like time management and blah, 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 you know? So you have to be on your A game when it comes to stuff like that, because those things, and the girlies that know, like those things that are on those project sheets are not easy and they take a long time to do. Like you have to do full roller sets, you have to do full perms, you have to do full relaxers, styles, color, all of that. It's not an easy feat. And then you have clients on top of that, because you can't refuse a client in there. If you refuse, then you get sent home. It's not worth it to slack on them. If you slack on them, it is very, very hard to catch up. And your project sheets, for me, for my school, you had to have them all done by the time that you left, or by the time it was time for you to graduate. You could have been at 1,500 hours, and if you didn't have all your project sheets done, they weren't going to let you graduate. A little story on when I went to cosmetology school, and I'll tell you why it was hell for me. At first, it was fine. And then we got out on the floor. This is where shit started to hit the fan and started to go south, because I was terrified. I was terrified to go on the floor. I was absolutely scared out of my pants. I was shaking in my boots because, like I said, this is the first time I had ever done clients. It was horrible in there. Our director was horrible. I really didn't like her that much. There was one teacher in there that I loved, and girl, if you're watching, you know who you are. She was the only one that I went to for anything and everything, because she actually respected the class. She actually respected the students that were in there, and she was very much just like a motherly figure. Like you could talk to her about anything and everything and she would not judge you, and we love her for that. When I graduated, I gave her a gift, and she was the only one that got a gift from me, because she was the only one that deserved it, in my opinion. The overall cosmetology school experience for me could have been better if we were allowed to use all of the products that were at our disposal. Our director, she liked to keep a lot of things locked up. She liked to keep a lot of things in her office that we couldn't use, which I think was very personally messed up, because, for example, like we had nail stuff, like we had pedicure bowls, we had acrylic, we had nail tips, we had nail brushes, we had all of that, but she said there was not proper ventilation in the school to be able to do those things. And then I'm thinking in my mind, what nail salon have you gone to that has proper ventilation, that has open windows, that has all of these things? You don't. You go in there and you get sucked dry by the smell in there, and you leave there basically high off of monomer. I didn't appreciate it. The only good thing that I think she let me do is when we started getting into the makeup portion, she did allow me to bring my makeup in and do my makeup on my other classmates, because that was the only thing I really enjoyed doing, I didn't give a flying fuck about hair, to be honest. I didn't go in there for hair. And you might be thinking, that's the whole point of cosmetology school. What are you talking about? I went in there to get a license for cosmetology, basically meaning like I can do anything beauty related under my license, which includes makeup. So that's basically what I got it for. And I also do nails, which I enjoy doing. So it's a win-win. I don't have the patience for hair. The patience for hair does not run inside of me. It takes too long. I can't fathom the fact of messing someone's hair up and then having to fix it. If I mess up your makeup, if I mess up your nail, I can take it off and I can redo it. If I cut too much of your hair off, you're without that piece of hair for 6 to 8 weeks. I can't, it's too stressful for me. At the end of the day, I want everyone that is in cosmetology school to know that you got this, and it might seem horrible right now and you might not want to go every day. You might not want to do this. You might not want to do that. But at the end of the day, this is your career. This is your livelihood, and this is going to make or break you getting your license. So I would just say endure it, thug it out. You got this. Is only 1 year of your life. 1 year of your life, and you never have to do it again. Just keep up with your license, make sure you're renewing it, and you never have to do it again. You got this, I promise you. From cosmetologists to future cosmetologists or already cosmetologists, I'm here for you. I got this with you. We are in this together, and you can do it. I promise you, you can do it. I'll leave off with this final rule as we are coming to the end of this makeup. Make sure that you are learning everything to state boards guidelines, to state boards regulations, because I have heard in the past some teachers will want you to learn what they want you to know, and that's fine and dandy, and you can use that afterwards. But the main point of going through this school is so that you can take that state board test after you're done. And they don't play around. They do not play around. You're gonna go into this room. There's gonna be people literally standing over your shoulder watching what you're doing. The cosmetology state board exam is not a short test. It's a 4-hour long test that you are in that room. And you have to go through layered haircut, you have to go through perm, you have to go through relaxer, you have to go through waxing, you have to go through all of these things. And you need to make sure that whatever you're doing, you make sure that it is up to state board code and state board regulations. Do whatever you want when you get out. Do whatever you want. But while you are in there, just make sure that you are following what you need to follow in order to get that license. That is the main goal. That is the main source, everything of what you are trying to do just to get that license. Once you have those passing grades to get that license and you apply for it and it comes in the mail and you get it, you are good as gold, sweetheart. I promise you. And I went to cosmetology school 2022 through 2023. It was the hardest year of my life. I'm not even gonna lie. I was broke as hell. I did not want to go every day. I was still working on top of that. Like, I'm in school from 8:30 to 4, so I would go to school 8:30, get out at 4, and be at work at 4:30, work from 4:30 to 11, just to have a little bit of something in my pocket, you know what I'm saying? So whatever you're going through in this moment, if you're currently in cosmetology school, just know that once you get out and once you start earning and once you start building your clientele, it's going to be so worth it. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I've had people also, if you want to do hair, if you want to do anything beauty related, just go do it. There were people in my class that were nurses that had all these high paying jobs, and they were saying that they only got those jobs because their parents said that hair is not a real job, makeup's not a real job, lashes, nails is not a real job. It's a real job. We're out here, we're actively working hard, long hours, and it's a respectable job, and people should give you respect for doing it. So if anyone's telling you otherwise, fuck them, honestly, because they're only telling you that because they didn't want to pursue what they wanted, and now they're stuck in a dead ass, comfortable ass job where they're getting a set amount a week, and they want to put you down for doing what you actually want to do because they didn't do it, period. So whether that be parents, whether that be friends, whether that be acquaintances, if they're not on your journey and if they're not trying to uplift you into what you want to do, then they can go fuck themselves. Honestly, that's how I feel about it. Because not one person on my journey through cosmetology school like told me that I couldn't do it. I didn't talk to that many people anyway, but everyone that I did talk to, they fully supported me throughout it. And that was one of the biggest reasons as to why I made it out of there, because I had a support system. Get a good support system around you, because there are going to be days where it's going to be horrible in there and you're going to want to quit, and you don't do that. Just remember, the more you go, the less time you have to spend in there. And that is all I'm going to say about that. So I'm going to go put my lashes on and I will be right back. Okay guys, this is a finished look. I know I didn't really explain too much about what I was doing in this, but I wanted this to be more of a talking video just because this is something that I went through, I experienced, and I just wanted to speak light into other people that are going through this or thinking about going to cosmetology school. Also, I want to know if you've been to cosmetology school or you are currently in there. I want to know in the comments like what your experience was or what you are currently experiencing, just so I can see like different, because I know not everyone's experience is going to be like mine. Some people have great ones, some people have worse ones than mine. I just want to know. So that is it for today. If y'all want to see more of me, y'all can go watch my last video. I'm also on Shorts, TikTok, Instagram. That will all be in the link in the description. And I will see you guys, Makeup by Maddie, next time.